Good evening, and welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. My name is James Williams Jr., and what you see here is makeup from the last video. I haven't had a chance to clean everything off, and I decided that I was just going to go ahead and do the next video and just say fuck it, alright? Yeah, Native American war paint, here we go. Alright, so if you've been watching my videos, you know I've talked about some of the dumb things that people from Charlottesville done, and I had tried to do something on Jessie Matthews like so many times. So many times. And it has gone everlasting and completely wrong. I don't think that he had got the right amount of time to suit the crime. And being in war paint, now it isn't really gonna anybody gonna take this video seriously. And that's okay. But I will say this that, if he doesn't do the right time for the crime, it's fine and dandy too. But the thing is, no one has the right to take a life. No. As a former member of the military, I still feel that we don't have the right to take a life, but orders are orders. And our job is to follow orders. And many of tribal soldiers fought for our land, and unfortunately, things didn't really work out in the way of what clans and what tribes would have preferred to have it happen. Superior firepower generally leads to either extinction or slavery. Kind of depends on how you want to look at it. Completely off track. So now let me get back on to what I was saying. So I know I did like maybe 5 or 6 videos about Jessie Matthews. And I did 2 videos about the guy that was at the university who got screwed up in Korea. And I mentioned Mr. Hughley. So a lot of guys going to jail for dumb shit or being ignorant, taking lives, came out of Virginia. Alright? Maybe not exactly from Virginia, but college students or whatever. Mr. Matthews, on the other hand, he, in my opinion, comes into the long line of, we just put black people back on the fucking chopping block. Oh yeah, I'm sure you're thinking, hey dude, you're only half black, and you're wearing warrior war paint that looks like shit. How dare you? I will tell you how I dare. I have to prove my blackness to most people, okay? I know I don't look black. I know I don't have black people hair. If you seen my mother, you seen my past father, okay. If you look at both of them, one looks black and one looks white. But the truth be told, that they're mixed as well. So being multicultural has been an issue. I've always had to prove my blackness to black people. I've always had the worst racial episodes from black people. But in the end, when the cops pull me over, my ass is just as black as the next man. Alright? So now we'll get back to business with my Jessie Matthews recap. Alright. So he's given up all the information on Morgan Harrington and Hannah Graham that we're ever going to need that we can possibly shake a stick at. That being said, that kind of put us back on the chopping block. And the thing about this newfound celebrity status that he's going to have while he's in prison for yay so many life sentences, it doesn't change the fact that he's taken a life. Now granted, he's never going to get out of prison. That's about the only positive in the whole thing, except for the families of the victims in his family, who are also victims of his stupidity. This is the one reason why, as long as I'm living, I hope like hell, and I pray to God that I never make the mistake of this guy. Because, I have a family too. And he has a family. His victims had families. The aftermath of that is like what you have to worry about. When people don't think about these things before they do these dumb actions. Let's go back to April 16th. The slaughtering of the Hokie students in Virginia Tech. Mr. Ho, Song Yi Ho, whatever, I can't remember his damn name, but he also has a family. And his family also has to deal with this crap, just like the people at Columbine, just like everything that I have mentioned prior to this video. The thing you have to understand is that the victims' families are important. The idiot that killed the people's family is just as important because they're suffering too. Whether we want to admit it or not, or whether we really give a damn or not, is the whole nother ball game. So as long as I'm breathing, I hope like hell that I don't ever do something that's gonna dishonor my family or have them with targets on their back because of something dumb that I did. And and people are entitled to make mistakes. There's no questioning that. People are entitled to make mistakes. But the thing about a mistake is that some of them you can't really recover from. And if you can't really recover from it, it becomes a problem. Now, and the thing with that is that most people, we don't really think before we act. Most people just act and worry about the consequences later. I'm the exact opposite of that. I always worry about the consequences, which is why I don't do anything stupid. Okay, except for this makeup. But, um, I did this to please my niece. And, in all honesty, it's kind of fun. But, the one thing about doing stuff like this, first off, I do feel like I have embraced my heritage a bit. Just in case you guys wanted to know what the hell I was doing. But the more important thing, as I was talking about, is that, when it comes down to us doing dumb stuff, like truly, truly dumb stuff, and leaving our families to clean up the aftermath, that shit is not cool at all. It's not cool at all. And the thing with that is, if we all thought more about our actions and consequences before, we would have, you know, less problems. You know, a whole lot of less problems. If I learned how to spell, I wouldn't have any problems. And things like that, I don't really think in the heat of moment is an excuse, but it does happen. And I'm not like condoning any actions of murderers like Jessie Matthews or the guy that killed Yardley Love, Hughley, whatever the hell his name is. The guy that killed people in Blacksburg, because they had two Blacksburg killings. Whether we all have that knowledge or not, one girl was completely decapitated by her boyfriend, and that was either before or after the massive shooting on April the 16th. And the thing is that, I don't understand what it is about dudes, you know, breakups are hard, period. But that does not give you the right to kill your ex-girlfriend, all right? Let it go. You got better options. I will strongly suggest that you let it go. It's not an easy thing to do because when you're the one whose heart is broken, it really fucks with you on a cellular level. And a lot of people don't understand that. Now, Jessie Matthews, his heart wasn't broken. He was just evil. That's the best way I can put it. Was he was just evil. I would have said he was stupid, but actually, for him to get along and get away with the things that he done was actually a little bit more genius than evil. And the only difference between a madman and a genius is like that little thin line. So when you think about it, he did some evil shit, and he practically got away with it because no one reported him in. That school dropped the ball. The first school, I will always hold them responsible because they dropped the fucking ball. They could have stopped this problem. They really could have stopped this problem. And then the young lady, I'm not blaming her for not coming forward sooner. Would have helped a lot if she did. But, fear and shame works the same in every human being. Whether you're a male or a female, most of the time males, unless we get our ass beat, we're not really ashamed. But well, maybe if you got sodomized, you might be a little ashamed of that. But, you get your ass beat, yeah, sometimes you're a little bit ashamed. But you get over it, and sometimes you seek revenge, and sometimes you learned your lesson and not to run your mouth. And if you are a person who starts fights and you got your ass beat, I don't want to sound like a dick or a hypocrite, but sometimes we ask for those kind of things, and it's men. It's not really women. I don't really know how women operate other than when we're having sex. That's about the only time I know how women operate. But, like, we all live in the same world, but different perspectives. When it comes to a woman, a woman doesn't want to be mean, but she doesn't want to be vulnerable and gullible and stuff at the same time. And sometimes they are, you know. And ain't no difference between men. Ain't no damn difference. Because sometimes we don't have to worry about a woman really kidnapping us and raping us and killing us because it's like not really heard of. However, can't say that it won't happen. That was my stomach growling in case the camera picked that up. I can't pass gas because I'm wearing the black pants. And yeah, that will probably be really bad. Anyway, you know, we have to learn how to look for signs. No one wants to raise a serial killer. No one intentionally raises a serial killer or a rapist or child molester. But if you're not watching your kids back and someone's doing something to your kids, it has been scientifically proven that the kids that are molested grow up to be molested or whatever. I don't understand Mr. Matthews' um, problem and progress or whatever, or how he became how he was. And I'm not going to dare to try because that's just another video in itself. And scientifically, I'm not a fucking doctor. All right? So, whatever he did, we're just going to chalk it up into he was evil. Leave it at that. He was evil. Now, Mr. Hughley, same thing. Evil. There is a limit in a relationship. And when you are in a relationship, you have to understand one thing that I have preached to everyone, especially like little children and shit. You have to respect the stop. Alright? You have to. If you don't respect the stop, things can go horribly wrong. And that will be my next video, as a matter of fact. Respect the stop. But as of now, as I'm about to end this, we have to teach our daughters to be more aware. We have to teach our sons to be more empathetic. We have to teach everybody both the same lessons. We also have to teach people that if you think someone's in trouble, that you need to follow your gut. And they probably are in trouble. Even if they get smart with you and stab you in the back for saving their asses, you still gotta do the right thing. So in closing, please people, teach your children right from wrong from the time they can walk, the time they can talk. Teach them respect. Teach them sympathy. Teach them empathy. Teach them something that's going to make them a productive citizen in the world. My name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Habit 2. I'm Audi 5000. Love you guys.